It does take a little bit longer, but to me, it was time well spent. Is trying to work on drawing diagonal lines today. I told him to draw bodies on the worms, so he really is drawing bodies on the worms. Can you draw a line? Can you draw a line like this? I'll show you. Watch. Ready? Start at the worm's head and go down the lines and give him a body. Can you do that on this one? Let me see. Oh, you're going to erase it. It's just kind of a lazy day here today. We have a big day going on. I know. We have a big day going on tomorrow. Right now it's just been, the kids are on their summer enrichment program is what they're working on. So they're going to be doing lots of reading and math, except Skylur is doing high school all summer long so that he can get graduated. So he's going to do it as quickly as possible. You got to see dinner tonight. This is awesome. Matt was at the grilling again. Steak, deviled egg salad, and hash brown casserole. What are you watching? Ooh, you're watching the Children's Museum.
Watch this, Mom. Watch
What do you
this.
got? Holy cow, he disappeared.
Joker come back and you can get him. Give him on the chocolate.
How's your supper? Is that yummy? So yesterday in the comments, I was saying that I was a steak snob because Matt makes the best steaks, and I'm going to show you why. That right there is a beautiful piece of steak. She's still hanging around, guys. She just keeps hanging around the house.
I fed her one day and she hasn't left. She's really sweet though.
Oh yes.
Oh, hi, Annie.
So Mama Cat is just totally hanging around, and she is so good-natured. She loves the puppies. She just doesn't even care. She keeps trying to feed them. We think she has babies somewhere, but nobody can find them. And we're trying to get her to lead us to her babies, so maybe she can get in and get the care she needs. All right, guys, so I said it was just a really lazy day, but I did want to give you an update on Mama Cat. So I had told you one of our local police officers had come by and taken the cat. I actually spoke with another one of the police officers here in town today because, as you saw, the cat was back again. And she had told me that the cat had actually been picked up and taken to the local vet's office, but they brought her back because they could tell she was nursing kittens, and no one can find the kittens. So we've been on the hunt looking for these kittens. We were looking for them for probably about 2 hours this evening, but she just didn't lead us to them because we'd like to see her get in and get the care she needs. Anyway, like I said, it was just a lazy day. There wasn't much going on. But I wanted to give you an update. I have been telling you about the book that I've been listening to called Parenting Without Power Struggles. And, sorry, I'm losing my voice. And I have about three to 3.5 hours left of a listen on it yet. It's about an 8.5 hour listen. But it was really cool because there was a technique that I had been learning in there. And it was about trying to stop with the power struggles and stuff, and how you address the kids. Basically, you're the captain of the ship. And so, you know, a lot of times when we'll say, okay, go do this, it's put almost in question form. Like, go do this, please, or can you do this, or I need you to do this for me. And so we're putting that direction all onto, if it doesn't get done, it's going to affect us in some way. And the whole part of Parenting Without Power Struggles is to take that reaction on how things affect us away. When it comes to our kids, when it comes to, you know, if they don't do something, that it might put us in the mindset of taking it personally. And so it's been really interesting and a really cool read for me. And one of the techniques that I learned was to, when you ask a child to do something, so I'll give you an example. It's using yes. Getting a child to say yes to you 3 times. And I was like, how odd is that? But I'll explain it to you. The example that I have where it worked for me was, I had said to Aspen, Aspen, throw this pear away. And it was something that he had eaten and left sitting on the dining room table, which he's 3, happens all the time. And he said he was sitting by his daddy watching Tubi Kids, because of course, you guys, that's what he calls YouTube Kids. He loves Tubi Kids. And his answer was no. And you know, a lot of times I'd be like, Aspen, come in here right now and put this away. And that can start a power struggle with a child, especially a 3-year-old. And one of the things that I remembered that she said was, think to yourself before you react, why should they tell you no? And so I thought to myself, what's a good reason that he would tell me no? Well, I was asking him to get up and do something, or telling him to get up and do something, and he was in the middle of something fun. So at 3 years old, why would we want to stop what we're doing when it's fun? To do something that's not fun, like throw away a pear. And so while I was thinking about why he should not want to do it, it took that moment of taking it personally, because that's one of the things she says, you know, as parents, and I know for myself this is true, sometimes we can take it personally when our kids say no, you know, like, why won't you do this? And it takes that moment and takes that personal, like, feeling, taking it personally away. At least it did for me. And so I had time to think about it, and I put one of her techniques into play, and that technique was to get him to say yes. So, and how that works is this way. I walked over and I said to him, I said, Aspen, do you like that? Do you like YouTube Kids? And I was shaking my head and using a really playful voice with him, you know, a little bit higher pitched and a little bit more excited when I was talking to him, because he liked what he was doing. So obviously he's probably going to get excited to tell me about it. And he said yes, you know. And so I talked to him a little bit more. I asked him, what are you watching? And he said, I'm watching dinosaurs. And I said, do you like dinosaurs? And he said yes. And part of it, she says to do, part of the technique is to kind of nod your head as you're talking. Do you like dinosaurs? And so I did that. And of course he said yes, he loves dinosaurs. I know this. And I asked him several other questions, and then finally one more that got him to say yes. And then I said to him, Aspen, take this pear out and throw it away. And he said no. And I was like, it didn't work. But I thought I'd try it again. And so I talked to him a little more and got him to answer a few more questions, talked to him about what he was watching, and got him to answer yes again. Then I said, Aspen, you can take the phone with you, throw this pear away in the garbage. And so he did. He took the pear and threw it away in the garbage, and then sat back down and continued what he was doing. Really, really cool moment for me. It took a little bit longer, but there was no power struggle. He did it. And he was happy and smiling when he came back. No temper tantrum, wasn't upset, and I wasn't either. And that was awesome to me. So a fun side note to the story is Braxen. So as I'm talking to Aspen, I'm like, Aspen, do you like dinosaurs? And talking like that to him, Braxen says to me, he says, Mom, why do you sound so creepy when you're talking to him? And I'm like, what do you mean it's not creepy? He's like, well, I don't know, you just sound weird, you know. So, and I said, well, what do you mean? He's like, well, just the way you're talking. So I sat on the couch next to him, and he was playing a game. And I said, I changed my voice to how I would talk with a 12-year-old, like I'm talking to you right now. And I said, what game are you playing right now? And asked him some questions about the game, got him to say yes several times. And then I said, Braxen, pick up the blanket on the floor, fold it, and put it in the basket. And it was something that he had used, which is why I asked him to do it. Well, I didn't ask him, I told him. So he got up and did it. And then he started to laugh, and he's like, I know what you're doing. You're getting me to say yes so that I'll do something you want me to do. And I said, well, not exactly, because the whole point isn't just to get the kids to say yes and get them to do what you're wanting them to do. The point is to actually interact with your kids, talk to them, find out a little bit more. and give them a little bit of one-on-one time while you're doing it. It does take a little bit longer, but to me, it was time well spent.